Next week is going to be a massive week when it comes to Beyond Meat, as it's going to get its second last chance at a redemption. Now, what is the second last chance going to be? The company's delayed earnings are now going to be coming out on November 12th. So today's video is going to be telling you guys exactly where I see this ticker heading in the upcoming weeks under three different lenses: the why, the what, the where. The why, we're going to be doing a calibrate breakdown. The what, we're going to be doing some stock analysis. The where, we'll tell you guys where to get in and where to get out. Now, Beyond Meat is a ticker which many moons ago, all right, when we go over here, 2 weeks ago, October 20th, all right, October 20th, when the stock was trading at, what was it trading at? It was trading at, I think, 70 cents. If you got 64 cents, this is what I said.
This is the best penny stock to trade heading into the upcoming week, my friends, and this is going to be on ticker BYND. That's right, ticker BYND for Beyond Meat. Now, this is a ticker which not long ago was trading at approximately freaking $3 per share, but right now is sitting at a low of 72 cents. So
72 cents. 72 cents. You know what happened after that? This is what happened after that. Went to 7.69. I mean, it went up higher than that. I think to 8.8 or something like that. Let's take a 4-hourly chart. 8.86. Insanity. Insanity. So congratulations everyone who did play that move. But where's it heading from here now? Well, the earnings this week are going to be really crucial, and I think that this is one of those tickers that the short interest is once again piling back up. Okay, and I think, you know, I said it before and I'm going to say it again, man. You know, I've seen plays like this before, and they are extremely unpredictable. You know, they're extremely unpredictable. Now, it's really funny because, you know, we went ahead and we closed out a lot of our position at approximately like around the $3 levels, and you know, I got an email the other day saying, oh, you know, why did you tell us to close it at 3? You know, I could have made like $16,000, right? And I think it's really funny, okay? First of all, I think it's a little ungrateful, right? For not saying, hey, thank you for telling me to buy this shit, right? And just saying, why did you say 3, not 8? So there's that. However, you know, hindsight's a funny thing, right? Hindsight's a funny thing, and it's one of those things that it's always obviously 2020, right? And you always think, and for you, you know, to assume that you would have ever sold all the way at the top. It's just not reality. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. And my mentor many moons ago, he taught me an important lesson. He said, Sam, you gotta make peace with the fact that you're never gonna get into the bottom, and you're never gonna get at the top. So take what you can and be happy with it. That's it. That's all. Right? So if you got in at 70 cents and you exited at 3, that's more than a 3x play. You know, but at the end of the day, I understand. I get it, right? I get it that people are like, oh, I would have held, and I would have sold at 8. I wanted to sell at 8. All right. But I bet when it went to 8, you would have said, oh, I want to hold till 10. At 10, I'll sell. Then you would have held. Then it would have came down here, back to 280, and then you would have sold down over here. I'm just saying, man. You know, I've lived it. These things that I tell you, I've lived it. And you know, I remember when it came to AMC, the reason why I keep telling us that I think it's too soon to call it is because, you know, I remember what happened with AMC. You know, I truly remember what happened with AMC because, you know, it had one of these phases where, you know, it first ran from 10, it went from $1 to 11, and then from 11 it sold all the way back down to 3. Then from 3, it went from $3 to $40. These are reverse split adjusted prices, so it's not 400, it's 340. All right, so I lived this. You know, I lived this moment when people thought it was done, and then it just came back like it had never left before. So I think, you know, what we're seeing right now is that we're seeing a lot of people write off Beyond, but I think that this earning that's upcoming is going to be really important, right? It's going to be really important. Now, it's going to be a make or break type of situation, and you know, unfortunately, we're going to see either a massive move to the upside or a massive move to the downside, and that's really what happens with these tickers, man. That's really what happens with these tickers. I think that it's one of those tickers that, you know, right now the earning season that we are in right now, it just goes ahead and it, you know, the markets are ready to sell. They're just so ready to sell. You know, for any reason, whatever it may be, the markets are ready to sell shares. So I think that, you know, do anticipate more downside to potentially maybe back down to these dollar levels, but at the same time, if the earnings are even remotely good, I could see this. What's going on here? Why did I do this? Why did I open freaking? What's happening here? You know, if they're surprisingly good, I wouldn't be surprised if we can see $3 again. And I know that sounds crazy saying $3, but it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Maybe even, we go all the way upwards of 5. Who knows? It's not impossible. Okay? Because this is one of those tickers that once it gets going with nothing holding it back. And it's unfortunate because what we saw over here was just them selling shares, right? Them just selling shares. So maybe this earnings, when the earnings come out, they're going to announce, hey, everyone, we sold this many shares from this date to this date. We now have a shit ton of cash. And we may not need to dilute. If we hear something like that, oh boy, we're going to go crazy. But if we hear, oh yeah, it was a miss and we're not doing so well and we're still on the verge of bankruptcy, blah, 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 it's heading back to one, maybe even sub $1. Because right now the markets are brutal, man. They are a brutal, brutal place. I mean, it's for any reason, if a company's missing anything, EPS, revenue, whatever, sell. Everyone's just selling. Everyone in the world's just selling. So for me, I think it's one of those situations where I think it has a lot of potential to the upside and it has a lot of potential to the downside, and it's really a flip of a coin. And anyone that tells you, oh, the earnings are going to be good or the earnings are going to be bad, they're full of shit. No one can really tell you. And that's the thing about earnings, right? It truly is a flip of a coin. Okay? Now, if you guys are tired of losing, all right, and if you're tired of just feels like gambling when it comes to trading stocks, check out our community. Okay? Our community is very unique because you get alerted directly to your phone when to get in, when to get out, where to set your stop loss, exactly when we buy a stock, exactly when we sell a stock, everything like that. And also, we tell you how many shares to buy and how much of your money to buy based off of how much money you have. Isn't that crazy? We tell you how much of your money to buy per stock based off of how big your portfolio is. Is that cool or what? Let me show you what it looks like. So, first of all, this is what it looks like, okay? So we have day trade alerts. If you look on the left-hand side over here, we have day trade alerts, we have swing alerts, we have option alerts, we have lessons, we have Q&A, we have an investor dividend section, we have a crypto section, Q&A section, you name it, we got it, okay? And this is what our alerts look like. We give it a ticker, we give it an exit, we give it an entry, or we give it an entry, we give it an exit, we give it a stop loss. We tell you how many shares to buy. We use a $10,000 account, 10K account as a benchmark. So let's say you have $30,000 in your portfolio. What do? Well, you go out and you buy this number of shares times 3. Let's say you have a 50K account. You go out and you buy this number of shares times 5. Let's say you have a 5K account. You go out and you buy half of these shares. Simple and easy. Now this one, I kind of pussied out, okay? We got in at 5.6, and I was like, everyone close the third at 6.8, and then the rest, obviously, we hit on 7.6. I think it went to 7.66 on this day. Now the hours are a little bit off because I'm located in London, England right now, so my time zone is a little bit different. But this was an amazing trade. And if you read what I say over here, I pretty much explain why we tell you guys how many shares to buy and why it's so important to stick with our sizing. Okay. And we already have over 400 members coming back month after month. Okay, give it a shot. Right now, previously we used to do a 7-day free trial. Okay, this was before. Wilson says, hi Sam, thank you for all work on the community. My 7 days trial finish was great. I think I can convert a membership after this week. 7K in 7 days. Okay, now right now we no longer do the 7-day free trial. Now we do a 2 weeks free trial and a 30 days money back guarantee. You heard that right? 2 weeks free trial, 30 days money back guarantee, and we've been crushing it. Ted says your alerts are absolute fire. Thank you so much for helping us all win. FTL, we made a killing on that one. Wonderful, man. Wonderful. X2, take the money and run. Bang. Red or green, emotions stay out of the equation. The only focus is growing the account. Appreciate you, brother. We've been crushing it, man. We've been crushing it. Dan, Lily didn't kill yourself says, I know you get Robin's out, but first day here and more impressed. Also, one more thing. Right now, the next 10 members that join, they get access to the community for a 50% discount. Okay? You heard that right. Next 10 members, 50% discount. Why next 10 members, 50% discount? Because we want to reward the action takers. Okay? Mark says, 1,100 profit from my LK. I cannot pay off a third of my rental bills for my Range Rover. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. My man Granny Stairs says, a couple years ago I was down in, I love this message, man. I love referring to it as the best. This was about 2 weeks ago. He says, a couple years ago I was down in the trenches, absolutely beyond fucked. Made every single mistake you can name and wouldn't learn from it. Lost way more money more than I could afford and was so close to giving up. Decided to give it one last chance and find mentors. Now I'm almost back to the green with the help of Sam and everyone else. Words can't describe it, but Sam, you helped me more than you could know. Thank you so much for all the other shot cards. The Robin account was my own doing. Really don't know what the fuck I was doing. The movement account started when joining the server. So this was himself. This is him with us. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look at this. This is off of BYND. It says, sold out my position in the mid. Thank you. Let's go. $44,000. Michael says, thank you for the best Discord in the world, the Crazy Bianco. $12,000 off of a single car. Anyways, I look forward to meeting the serious traders in Top Trade Academy. Thank you for watching. Happy business trading. Your boy Sam from Top Academy.